Let's talk about the memories and memory orbs in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Where are you at in the process of completing your memories? Hello everyone, I'm Mama Flash. I'm a content creator on Twitch where I mostly play Disney Dreamlight Valley. I have over 4,600 hours in this game in just under 2 years. I came up with the idea for this video a while ago after realizing there are players that didn't know different memory orbs come from doing different duties. I have been on a quest to be the first player to 100% all of the memories. I don't know that I will succeed, but if I don't, it certainly won't be from my lack of trying, and I'm happy to share with you today what I have learned along the way. First, let's talk about the memories. What the heck are they? In your game, go into your main menu, go to the Collection tab. Make sure you are under the All Areas heading, and then click on that first box in the top left that says Memories. The first section that comes up is titled Dreamlight Valley. These orbs are found around your valley, mostly when doing quests. If you go to the Dreamlight Valley wiki, which I will share the link to below, from the main page, under Collections, you will find a link called Memories. Click on that. Under the Dreamlight Valley section, you will see all of the available memories. Some will give you information underneath of it, but most don't. This is a bit bugged. Mine says that I have completed 48 out of 50. If you look at it, there are 16 rows with 3 memories each. And then there are 2 more at the end for a total of 50. I only have 1 frame that is empty, which tells me I have completed 49 out of the 50. The wiki actually only shows 49 total memories. For that is Old Ruler's Lost Diaries, Aurora's Journals, Monsters Inc. Sticky Notes, Jafar's Journal, Gaston's Journal, Rapunzel's Lyrics, and Agrabah Marketplace Diaries. In the wiki, there is a section for each one of these with a description. It will tell you the location where each one of these can be found. If you are missing any of these, I recommend using the wiki to find them. Most of them appear as a piece of paper on the ground. When you pick up the piece of paper, a memory orb appears. Simply pick up that orb to complete that memory. The rest of the memories are divided up by movie title. These memories are found by doing activities around the valley, such as catching snippets, cooking, digging, feeding critters, fishing, foraging, gardening, mining, removing night thorns, removing obstacles, and watering dried flowers. To find out what you need to do for each memory, simply go to that section. We'll use Wally as an example. Hover your mouse over a non-completed memory, and it will tell you which activity you need to do to complete that memory. So this first memory, I need to get orbs by fishing. This one is by removing night thorns. The others are already complete, so it won't tell you. The wiki will also tell you what you need to do to complete each memory. Digging, gardening, fishing, cooking, removing night thorns. Each memory is made up of 10 different pieces. The wiki calls them memory shards. I call them memory pieces. Every individual orb will give you one of two things. Either number 1, a memory piece, or number 2, a coin. While I have the wiki pulled up, there is one more bit of information about the memories that the wiki will give you. Still using Wally as an example, you will notice that each memory is framed with a color. Let's talk about the colors. Memory orbs can be red, blue, yellow, green, or pink. So if we look at this first Wally memory, it tells you that you will get these pieces from digging. It is also framed blue. So when digging, you can get any color orb, but these pieces will only come from blue orbs. The gardening memories will come from green orbs, fishing from pink, cooking from red, and removing night thorns from yellow. Now I know this is a lot of information already. Fortunately, the Queen of Charts strikes again. Here I am showing you the memory orb chart that I have made. I have the movie titles sorted alphabetically, and then the duties under each movie are also listed alphabetically. Each duty is then highlighted according to what color orb you will find those memory pieces in. There are still 3 memories that are highlighted purple. There are no purple orbs. These are new memories from Storybook Vale, and the wiki is not yet sure what color orbs these memories come from. At the bottom of page 2, there is a totals section. So there are a total of 120 memories to be completed. Under that shows how many total pieces each activity needs. The third page will give you a total of each activity and the total orb colors needed for that activity. From the generic chart, I have made a separate chart for my personal valley. As you can see under Beauty and the Beast, I make slash marks and change the numbers as I'm working in my valley. Every now and then, I update it on the computer and reprint it. So this is what my personal chart looks like. Now, let's move on to how to get the memory orbs. As I said, different duties give you different memories. So I'm going to break each one down, saving the best for last. Before I begin, I don't have any concrete proof one way or the other that hanging out with a villager of the specified profession gives you a greater chance for orbs, but it certainly doesn't hurt your chances. As long as you're doing the activity anyway, why not have a villager tag along? It will certainly increase the resources you gather. Also, I highly recommend keeping energy meals in your backpack, regardless of which activity you're doing. Keeping your energy bar in the yellow, the well-fed bonus, does increase your chances for memory orbs. Let's start with catching snippets. You need a total of 40 memory pieces that all come from blue orbs. First and foremost, lures will not help you here. Believe me, I've tried. You will not get any orbs from catching snippets at the lure traps. You actually have to run around the Vale and catch the snippets individually. It doesn't matter which snippets you're catching, so I completed these memories by chasing after birds and frogs. I did not include demon snippets in this activity since they're such a pain to catch. Next is digging. You need a total of 70 memory pieces that will come from blue, yellow, green, and pink orbs. I completed all my digging memories by digging up every bit of my valley. Of course, I left room for the bonus crops to spawn, which is very important. Do not dig from corner to corner. If you do this, when bonus crops spawn, they will be sent to your mailbox one at a time, so you will have a whole lot of mail to open. Unfortunately, I don't have any screenshots to share from when I did this. With an item limit of 6,000, Minnie and I basically dug about 5,400 holes between the 8 different biomes. With the release of Storybook Vale, we were given new memories to complete. So once again, Minnie and I set out to digging. I recommend grabbing your digging buddy and loading up your backpack with energy meals and shovel potions. You can stack 2 potions on your shovel at a time. Then head over to the Vale. I've learned you get more bang for your buck digging in Teapot Falls and the Fallen Fortress when it comes to memory orbs. You still need to do a lot of digging, but eventually you will get those digging memories completed. 2 things worth mentioning. Number 1, you cannot do digging on the floating islands for memory orbs. Memory orbs do not spawn from digging on the floating islands. And number 2, you will get memory orbs from digging with ancient gardeners. I just think you get more digging by hand with a shovel potion. Next, let's talk about gardening, since it goes hand in hand with digging. Gardening memory orbs come from either foraging or from gardening. You need a total of 190 memory pieces from all different color orbs. After Minnie and I dug those 5,400 holes, Mickey and I planted them full of pumpkins. We planted and harvested several times to complete those memory orbs. Then, Storybook Vale gave us more gardening memories, so Mickey and I set out to harvesting crops once again. I dug gardens everywhere and had my item limit maxed out in the valley, the isle, the vale, and the floating islands. Honestly, I just about gave up hope of ever getting that last gardening memory. But I'd gotten my colors wrong at that time and was looking for the wrong color orb. I actually got the last memory piece accidentally, opening a different colored orb. You will get memory orbs from harvesting crops with an ancient gardener. Again, I think you just get more from harvesting by hand with a gardening buddy. Also worth noting, to complete the Vale gardening memories, I planted way too much wheat. I specifically planted wheat with the intention of finally working on my cooking memories. Now let's talk about something fun when gardening. I like gardening and harvesting on the floating islands. I'll show you this in greater detail when I talk about cooking orbs, but it is worth mentioning that you can reset floating islands and put gardening orbs in your backpack. Note, if you've made a farming island, I do not recommend resetting that particular island. If you want to reset islands, I would recommend using an island you don't mind resetting. Now let's get to 2 of my not so favorite activities, fishing and mining. We'll start with fishing. There are 16 fishing memories for a total of 160 memory pieces from all different colored orbs. Goofy and I have done a lot of fishing in the Valley, Isle, and Vale in the last 4,600 hours. I have completed all DreamLight, Mist, and Magic duties for fishing and done quite a bit of fishing for the Star Path. I still need 27 out of 160 memory pieces. I do have a fishing buddy with me and keep my energy bar yellow, but I do not use fishing potions. As for mining, we need a total of 140 memory pieces in all 5 colors. It's the same story as fishing. I have completed all duties for mining and for the star paths. I have a mining buddy, keep my energy bar yellow, and I use potions for mining. I still need 26 memory pieces for mining and haven't really found an easy way to accomplish this. Now I'm going to briefly touch on the removing obstacles activity. These were new to memories with Storybook Vale. The wiki does not list removing obstacles under their activities tab. Under the memories tab though, the wiki describes obstacles as objects in the valley that impede movement and can be cleared to collect materials. The table on the obstacles page lists night thorns, rocks, mushrooms, sea debris, tree stumps, bones, ice, and green fire for the valley. Obstacles in the Isle are splinters, swirling sands, rocks, rubble, stalagmites, and evil plants. Valley obstacles are broken teacups, bubbling mushrooms, marble, inkies, mossy log, mysterious flames, and petrified wood rocks. There are only 2 memories that are completed by removing obstacles, so only 20 memory pieces. So far, I have heard of no one that has gotten a memory orb for removing obstacles. I don't know if this is glitched. I don't know if this is something they planned and then forgot to implement. I've asked GameLoft about this and not gotten a response that makes any sense. It is my hope that when Part 2 of Storybook Vale is released July 9th, we'll be able to start getting orbs to complete these 2 memories. The next activity involves removing night thorns. There are a total of 130 memory pieces for this activity. For this one, we're at the mercy of the spawn. A total of 10 night thorns spawn per day, with a total of 20 per biome. Splinters of Fate from Eternity Isle and Inkies from Storybook Vale also count towards this activity and will spawn memory orbs. Many players stop cleaning up these items a week or 2 before a new star path drops. I only clear mine about every 5 days and then stop clearing them 1 week before the new star path. I have 1 ancient vacuum in each biome and use the vacuum to clear night thorns. Memory orbs will spawn around the base of the vacuum. The next 2 are super hard to complete: feeding critters and watering dried flowers. We'll talk about watering dried flowers first. There are 10 memories for a total of 100 memory pieces for this activity. What makes this activity so difficult is that many of us experience the cursed rain in our valleys. It rains so much in my valley that last month I actually started tracking the dried flowers. That chart is also available in my Discord. What I have done in hopes of making this easier is I have created gardens in each biome. In my Discord, there's also a chart for flowers. I use this to make my gardens. Every morning, the very first thing I do is run up into Frosted Heights to see if it's raining, because rain is broken in my valley. If it's not raining, I go into furniture mode and search each garden in each biome for dried flowers. I start with the valley, then move over to the isle, and finish up in the vale. There are some mornings that it's not raining, and there are still no dried flowers. So with over 4,600 hours in the game, I still need 64 out of 100 memory pieces. I still need over half. I started tracking this activity May 16th. On 7 days between May 16th and May 31st, I got memory orbs, with 4 of those being memory pieces. Since June 1st, I have gotten 2 memory orbs, and they were both memory pieces. Other than setting up the gardens and checking them immediately upon logging into the game each day, I have no advice on this one. I've repeatedly emailed GameLoft regarding this matter and gotten nowhere with it. Last time I actually suggested to them that the game produce dried flowers in each DLC area. Why can't we have dried flowers in the valley, and in the isle, and in the vale? I mean, most days I'm checking all 3 anyway. Now let's talk about feeding critters. I actually do have a trick I learned for this one. We need a total of 180 memory pieces from this activity. Again, I have completed all of my DreamLight and Mist duties for feeding critters and feeding them favorite foods, and only have to feed the owls in the vale 9 more times. I still need 68 memory pieces for feeding the critters. I do have to admit, though, that I do not feed them daily. I keep a medium chest outside my player house in each area that has food to feed each critter in that area. When I first started this, the chest was full of the critters' favorite foods. At that time, that was all I knew about. Here's the trick. I have since learned that feeding the critters their favorite food is glitched. You will get more rewards, such as dream shards and memory orbs, from feeding critters their liked foods. Once again, Queen of Charts to the rescue. So I have a critters chart that includes each critter from the valley, the isle, and the vale. This chart includes both favorite foods and liked foods for each critter. Since I switched to feeding the critters their liked foods, I have noticed that I almost always get something from feeding the critters, and usually a couple of those items are orbs. Now let's talk about my favorite activity. This trick will also work when you're preparing for an upcoming star path and want to have a lot of memory orbs laying around. We have 17 cooking memories for a total of 170 memory pieces from all 6 colors of orbs. You guys, let me tell you, this was the activity I was putting off the longest. I have cooked meals in the restaurants. I have cooked 1 stack of every meal available in the game for storage. I have cooked meals for favorite gifts and for several star paths. When I learned this fast cooking trick that I'm about to share with you, I still needed about 120 cooking memory pieces. I am now down to only needing 13 pieces. The only reason I have stopped cooking and did not have these memories completed was because I wanted to save the last of the cooking activity for this video. I'm going to start off by showing you my orb room. This is a result of all the work I put into gardening and fast cooking. All of the orbs in these chests are confirmed duplicates and not actual memory pieces. How convenient would this be when a star path duty comes up to open memory orbs? I simply grab the number of orbs needed, put them in my backpack, throw them on the ground, pick them up, and collect the coins, and the star path duty is done. Now let me show you something at this stove. As you will see, I have over 40,000 wheat. I knew at some point I would have to get these cooking memories done. So while I was working on gardening memories, I grew all that wheat so I could eventually cook crackers. I got tired of having to redo my storage chest every time I reset the island, so I've got the storage chests sitting up here in Frosted Heights. I currently have 16 storage chests full of crackers. 2,400 crackers will fit in each storage chest, so that is 38,400 crackers I have already cooked. We are now on my sunlit island. The only purpose for this island at this time is fast cooking. I do not recommend doing this on a decorated island because when it comes time to reset the island, you're going to lose all the work you put into decorating. This morning, I cooked 2 backpacks full of crackers, and this is the result. So 2 backpacks full is 4,800 crackers, and I have about 40 orbs sitting here. The drop rate is incredibly random. You can cook 100 meals before an orb drops, or you can cook 50 meals before an orb drops. At the same time, I can cook 5 meals and have an orb drop, and then 3 meals later, have another orb drop. I am now going to move the stove over here, and we'll get started on fast cooking. Just watch for a moment, and I promise to show you what I'm doing. Today my controller is not going to work for this. Sorry. Okay, so here's what I did. And you guys did see the orb pop out, correct? To start off with, this is the Vizier's alchemy table. Let me show you that in furniture mode so you can see the name of it. Right here. Vizier's alchemy table. This table cooks meals faster than any of the stoves. So I walk up to this table. I have crackers recipe favorited. So I'm going to click on recipes and then the heart symbol. I'm going to pick the crackers recipe. Then I'm going down to the grain category and I'm going to click on the wheat. Now this will only work on a controller. If you're playing on mouse and keyboard, it won't work. The menu below shows you which buttons to hit. So let me show you on the controller exactly what I'm doing. So this button autofills. This button cooks. Fill, cook, fill, cook, fill, cook, fill. See them? I'm doing fill, cook, fill, cook, fill, cook, fill, cook. I've been doing this a lot though, so that's why the buttons are sticking occasionally. But that is how fast cooking is done. Now that you've seen how it's done, that's what I'm doing. You'll see that there goes another orb right there. I was just gonna say, you'll see the orbs when they shoot out. Okay, for the next trick, resetting the island to put all these orbs in your backpack. So first of all, you need to make sure your backpack is empty. If you just drop an empty chest on the island, you can empty your backpack into it. When the island resets, the storage chest will go into your furniture inventory and you will not lose what's inside of it. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there too. Now we're going to go into furniture mode. I'm going to collapse that menu. At the bottom, you see where it says reset floating island? So I hit the up button. Now you want to hold the right bumper button. There it goes. It didn't work. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. As you can see, the island is now empty. If your backpack gets full before all of the orbs are picked up, you can put the backpack orbs in storage, then come back and reset the island again, and the rest of the orbs will go into your backpack. You can do gardening and cooking on a floating island and then reset your island for the orbs. You can do cooking in any room of your house and then reset the room to put the orbs in your backpack. Wait, I'm not done yet. I have one more trick up my sleeve. While you have all these orbs in your backpack, you can quickly check to see which ones are memories and which ones are coins without opening every single one. Let me show you how to do that. So for cooking, I know I need 3 red orbs and 7 blue orbs. So let me show you. I'm going to check a blue one. Let me show you what happens if it's a memory piece that you already have. You click on it, you click use. It says you already have this memory piece. Guess what? That piece is going in a storage chest. So now we're going to click on red. Memory. Nope. Okay, I only need red and blue, so I'm only going to click. Right now, we're going to click on the red ones. Memory. Nope. You guys, I do this every time I'm opening orbs. It's not one. That's not one. I really hope there's at least one in here so I can show you guys how it works when you actually get a memory piece. So you just got to click on each one individually. Come on. Come on. Last red one. We need a memory piece. Come on. Memory. Nope. All right, let's try the blue ones. We need more of these. We need 7. Come on, memory. Yes, here we go. So I have a piece for my Lilo and Stitch. That's what happens if you open one of them and it's not a memory piece you already have. Let's try the rest of them. I was hoping for at least one. Now I'm getting greedy. Okay, the rest of these I already know because we don't need yellow, green, or pink. I already know these are all going to be coins if I were to open these. So I will take these back to my storage chest and put them away. I can use them for decorating for a dream snap. That is a little trickier to get them to drop exactly where you want them. I believe Mr. Star and Sky has a YouTube video available that teaches that. But you can also save these. Look, this one right here, I have 3 of the same piece. If I get a task that says open 5 orbs, I've got 3 here and 2 here, and I've still got plenty to go. Before we get to the wrap-up section of this video, I had to go back and add an edit to update this video. Just as I was about to wrap this up, Gameloft dropped the patch notes for the Mysteries of Skull Rock update. They are finally making improvements to memories. The patch notes say, memory improvements, complete memories faster, updates to the shards balancing, which I call pieces balancing, ensure you now receive a new memory shard every time you get a memory orb when participating in activities around your valley, unless you've already completed all memories related to that activity. Plus, there are now more chances to obtain memory orbs when watering dried flowers. My initial thoughts on this are I need to hurry up and get all of my memories completed tonight because they'll be broken tomorrow. My hopes? I hope that they're doing exactly what this says they're doing, and we're all going to be able to complete these memories. I'm also hoping they took my suggestion and more chances to obtain memory orbs when watering flowers possibly means we're going to see dried flowers in the valley and in the Isle and in the Vale. Only time will tell, and we'll find out tomorrow when the update drops. Well guys, that is all the advice, tips, and tricks I have for getting those memory orbs and completing memories. I hope this helps you get your memories completed. If you've enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as I will be adding more DreamLight Valley content in the future. You can also find me on Twitch at the link below 3 days a week with an expanded schedule for updates. I would love it if you would stop by and say hello. Thank you so much for checking out my video. See you next time. Stay safe, everyone.